What is this movie about?
It's sort of autobiographical of Pete Davidson's life, where he's playing a kid whose dad is a firefighter who died in a fire. It's not 9/11 like Pete's real dad, and it's basically his mom hasn't dated. They just sort of froze, which I think was something that kind of happened in his family. And then all of a sudden his mother started dating, and it was weird for him. So basically, his mother, through whatever circumstances, I don't want to ruin it, I end up meeting her after me and Pete, his character, I don't like his, and I'm coming to his house to fucking yell or whatever, and then I see his mom, played by Marissa Tomei, and then all of a sudden, we click or whatever, we start dating, whatever, and then he fucking hates it, and the comedy ensues. But it's, it's got a lot of heart, it's not 100% comedy, but Marissa Tomei, Dom Lombardozzi, Steve Buscemi. No, it's streaming everywhere except Netflix. It's going to be like it's like that kid movie Trolls. Whatever they did is what Universal's doing with this one, where it's going to be anywhere where you can stream movies.
So
and
it was
stuff.
Supposed to be in the movie theater.
It was going to be in the movie theater, and then all of this stuff happened.
Yeah.
So then people who make movies are deciding, we're going to hold on to some of this stuff, which they're doing with some movies. This thing, fortunately, they're going to put out. There it is.
Oh, Apple TV, Verizon, YouTube, Google Play, Amazon Prime. Basically, why wouldn't Netflix hop on board with this? Come on, Netflix.
I don't think it's a come on Netflix thing. I think eventually it'll probably end up there, but I think first they do this. This is the way they're going to get their box office, I guess.
You get it on Microsoft. How many people are buying movies on Microsoft?
You'd be surprised.
I would be. That's why I'm asking.
There would be. I would think. That's such an easy answer. You'd be surprised. That was like a political answer.
Yes,
I had no answer for you, so
Let
I went with
the record
that.
show. Many people are buying it on Microsoft.
Yeah. So,
do you think this is a good thing that movies are being forced to stream? I kind of like it. I mean, I don't want movie theaters to go under, but I do like the option of being able to watch a newly released movie at home.
yeah, I think everything's going to adapt, but I don't think the movie theater is ever going to go away because I still enjoy going to the movies. It's also it's a way to get out of the house. You get a sitter. You reconnect with your wife. That's right. We're friends.
Popcorn.
This is fun. All of a sudden, your jokes come back.
Right. You're having fun.
Anytime I hang with my wife, like if we get like a couple days away, the magic instant.
Oh, yeah.
Instant comes back. And then when we get back to the house, it's like the grind again. And we just start laughing. We're like, we got to remember those 2 days. So the key is to have those 2-day little things enough that you don't forget it so you don't start fucking growing apart.
Do you guys do date nights?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do date nights with my wife, and we were doing them when I was at the store all the time when comedy was up. I was doing them on Saturday night because she didn't have to get up early in the morning for the kids, take the kids to school, so she could be rested and refreshed. Didn't have to go to school the next day, so didn't have to get up on Sunday. So it was a good day. So I just would take Sunday off of stand-up. And we do date nights.
And this is the thing. As much as women seem impossible to guys, especially someone like me with all of my fucking issues, it's like just something like that does wonders.
Yeah.
For your connection. And then we also had like once a week we were doing like before we got pregnant again, we were doing a family dinner, and that was the best. And what we were going to was a bunch of like just mom and pop places in like the Valley and out in Pasadena and stuff like that, are these places that are just, legendary in that area, but they don't have a chain. So it's cool because you feel like you're giving, regular people money and business. And we would go there, and that was a big thing when I was growing up. Before you had all these screens and all of this shit, going out to dinner with your family.
Yeah.
I remember being excited. They used to have this chain in Massachusetts. Remember Pewter Pot?
Yeah.
They made muffins. Somehow they were a chain that made muffins, and then they expanded into having full dinners. And everything was made out of wood. It was very 70s. And that was like a big thing. My dad came out, we're going to Pewter Pot tonight. And you were like psyched. And I would always get whatever, like cheeseburger and fries and then a blueberry muffin. Such a weird order. But I was a kid and you wouldn't get fat. It was fucking awesome. So I want my kids to have a little bit of that, that sort of, I don't know, I'm probably romancing it. But I think it's because it was from my childhood, but I think it's an important thing to do shit like that.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of mom and pop restaurants. There's a place we used to go to in Woodland Hills called Brandywine. And the owner, Peggy and Chris, the owners, there was the owners, the female owner was the chef, and the male owner was the maitre d'. And they were a married couple. They'd been together forever. And when we met them, they were probably, I want to say, in their 70s, like pretty deep in their 70s. They were already fairly along.
Pretty far down the road there.
And then they eventually sold the place. They sold the place when it was sad, and then some new people bought it, but I think it went under now. But it was a great little place, a small place. It didn't seat very many people.
Do you know I get over that sadness? I get over because that shit really used to depress me. What I look at was like, when they opened this restaurant and they were young, there was old people that were upset about whatever they cleared out. And it just happens, you know what I mean? Like,
well, I was just upset that I couldn't see them. I just enjoyed their company. It was always, we had been going there for 10 years. So it was one of those places.
Well, what I do is I take the humanity out of it, Joe.
It's a cycle of life. Yeah. It's just like the praying mantis and the lizard.
I know, dude. I tell you, this whole quarantine thing really, I never realized what a fucking idiot I am.
Yeah,
Jesus
you're telling
Christ.
me this, that you were...
Just everything I'm doing. Why the fuck did I just do this? Why did this need to fucking be on here?
You wanted to.
Why, Joe?
No big deal. You're a clean freak or something. Look at me. I'm cutting up these ashes like it's Coke.
Yeah, that takes me back to Chelsea, going around the Apex.
I have a cocaine memory from, I never did coke, but of this lady doing it. I was coming home from Kelly's roast beef.
Joe Rogan on coke. Wow.
That's what I'm saying. I'm smart enough to realize it's not for me.
Well, what about me? Yeah.
We were driving.
I can snap on weed. I don't need to be doing coke.
Weed and an espresso, and you're ready to fight. We were driving back from Kelly's roast beef. Do you remember Kelly's roast beef from Revere?
Yeah.
Great.
You know what's so funny? I don't think I ever went there.
Really?
I drove by it a million times. Always going by Cappy's Liquors on the way up to the Kowloon.
Kelly's roast beef was great.
Remember Cappy's Liquors?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, near the Kowloon. Yeah,
you drive up there.
Kelly's roast beef had clams too. Didn't they have clams? Those fried clams?
That was one of those places I meant to get to. I always meant to get to that, and then that steakhouse with the giant cactus. I was like,
that's right.
I'm gonna eat
place. What the fuck was that place
Hilltop
called?
Steakhouse. Yes, and I was gonna eat there someday. I always asked I just loved the cows, the fake cows out front. And we were living on the North Shore then, so we would drive my dad into work, and we would always go down Route 1, and we would go by that, and I would think and there was also a hockey rink up there that had a Bruins emblem that they were allowed to use before all the corporate people really you can't use our logo. So that Bruins thing, and I was convinced that's where the Bruins practiced.